The incision is a midline incision extending from below the umbilicus to the pubis. Knife to make the incision.
Okay.
Sponge. Keep a sponge available at all times. When the surgeon uses a sponge, have a clean one available before discarding a used one. Bovie. To cut through the subcutaneous layer.
Do we have an assistant? Anyone who's not doing anything?
Small curve. Kelly. To clamp this bleeder. Another hemostat. Ties. To tie off these bleeders. Absorbable suture is good here, as this is subcutaneous tissue. Hold the hemostat, please. Let me see the tip of the instrument. Cut. Army retractor. Give this to the assistant to expose the fascia layer. A clean knife to incise the fascia.
Okay.
Mayo tissue scissors to enlarge the incision in the fascia. The fascia has been cut and there's some bleeders in this layer. Curve, peon.
Take that off.
Another curve. Bovie to stop this bleeding. We're ready to incise the peritoneum. Two large curves to grasp the peritoneum. We'll check to be sure no viscera are present where we incise. Knife to make a small nick in the peritoneum.
Knife up.
Metz to enlarge the opening in the peritoneum. Now the abdominal cavity is open and the abdominal contents are explored. Large Richardson to retract the layers for visual and manual examination of the organs and vessels. Wet laps are passed to the surgeon who covers the tissue edges to protect them from the self-retaining retractor. Lap sponges are also used to pack off abdominal viscera. Balfour retractor. This is placed into position by the surgeon to achieve proper exposure. Bladder blade. This will also be used by the surgeon. Trendelenburg position was requested by the surgeon. You must raise your Mayo stand so the patient's feet do not touch
Feet
your
go
stand.
down. Then turn. Feet down first. Okay.
Metz and long tissue
Okay,
forceps.
that's good. Thank you.
Stick sponge. There is bleeding in the cavity. Right angle clamp. Bleeding vessel is identified. Silk tie. Hand disc mounted on a passer. 8-inch peon. to cut the suture. Dissector, to begin blunt dissection of the specimen. Metz and pickup. Stick sponge. Bovie. The spatula tip should be replaced with an extension tip. Hemoclip, ×2. We will use hemoclips to ligate the bleeder. Be sure to reload a pliers with new clips. Metz. Stick sponge. Metz. Dissector. Hemoclip. Hemoclip. Metz. Right angle clamp.
That's it.
Tie. Hand this on an instrument.
Okay, take that.
Scissor, to cut the suture. Dissector. Stick sponge. Metz and tissue forceps. Long curve. Silk ties. Hand on a passer to ligate the vessel. Another tie to doubly ligate artery.
That's it. Okay.
Scissor, to cut ties and vessel. Dissector. Metz and tissue forceps. Bovie. Right angle, to continue freeing the specimen. Scissor, to cut the tissue that frees the specimen. The specimen can be placed in a basin.
Okay, I have an appendix. I'll give it to you later.
Okay.
Stick sponge. There seems to be some oozing. We will have to use a stick tie. Absorbable GI suture. Will be used for controlling the bleeding from the area.
I have a 3-0 chromic on a GI.
Is this a count? Yep. Needle up.
Cut. Stick sponge. To make sure hemostasis is achieved. Irrigation. Warm saline solution will be used. The filled asepto is handed to the surgeon. Be ready to refill if more irrigation is needed.
Okay, I'm done with that.
Suction.
Okay.
The lap packs and retractor are removed.
Out of 10 down the bird, please.